Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome back to Miraculous Ladybug Season 4 Leak Buster. Now you guys seem to really love the last episode of this series, and basically for those of you guys who aren't aware, I take a Season 4 leak being in quotations because it's fake, and I break it down and prove why it's fake, and then I try to recreate the leak to see if I can make it better. And while I'm making the leak, I go through it and explain my mindset as if I was trying to make the leak to fool you guys, so that maybe you can look out for these little things in the future. So just as a disclaimer, this leak that I'm going to show you guys today is indeed fake, and I will get into the reasons here in a second. So if you enjoy this series, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, because I do plan on making this an official series on the channel, because we are sure to see more Season 4 leaks being in quotations again because they're not real. And I just have a lot of fun making these videos because, I don't know, it's kind of fun to recreate them. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the leak in question. Now this leak is a very popular leak, and it's a photo of like a table of 4 episodes for supposedly Season 4. And for the 4 episode titles, we can see Lady Glitter, Dancing Queen, Gagatora, and Farfalla. And then I guess we should go ahead and go through the synopsises as well. So for Lady Glitter, there's Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Rose. Now Lady Glitter, she wants to show Audrey Bourgeois that she is the rightful model for the job. And then for Dancing Queen, Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Ryuko defy Shinsi, Kagami's cousin who has become Dancing Queen. Will Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Ryuko destroy the dance floor? And then the synopsis for Gagator. Ladybug and her team challenge Gagator, who planned to take the Miraculouses by playing a dangerous game. Will Ladybug and Cat Noir win? And then finally, by far the most interesting one out of this bunch is Farfalla, and the synopsis is, when Lila saw a brooch, Nuru accidentally appeared and transformed her into Farfalla, who intended to take the Miraculouses for her problems. Now let's just start off by going through these synopsises and determining why these are all fake. So first off, for Lady Glitter, has Rose ever shown any interest in being a model? For some reason, I don't think so I find that highly unlikely. And I should mention that a lot of the synopsises that we got for Season 3, when translated, they had defied in the synopsis, and that was a very common theme. So this leaker, or this person who is supposedly making this leak, just used that theme to try to make it look more realistic. So that's why you're seeing a lot of defies in there. And then as far as Dancing Queen goes, we don't know if Kagami has a cousin named Shinsi. We haven't seen anything on that, so my guess is that's just a made-up character. And as far as seeing Ryuko again, we don't know how Ladybug's gonna handle this whole Hawkmoth knows all the people's identities kind of thing, so we don't actually know if we're ever gonna see Ryuko again. So again, we can't really confirm or deny that part of it, but just trust me, it's fake. And the real blow for why these synopsises are not real is truly Gagator. Because for those of you guys who know a lot of history on Miraculous, you'll know that Gagator was actually an episode planned for Miraculous Ladybug. Now as far as what happened to it, it was cancelled, and they're not going to make it. So basically, this creator tried to use an old episode that they apparently didn't know got cancelled, so they were like, hey, let's just insert this episode in there because maybe we can trick people into thinking like, oh, here's that episode that we heard about, but maybe people won't look into it because we don't know, maybe they didn't know it was cancelled or whatever. So that's really the biggest blow to this. And then I would say the second biggest blow is Farfalla. Do you really think the creators of this show are going to have Lila see just the Butterfly Miraculous just laying around somewhere? No, definitely not. Gabriel's going to keep that thing under locks. He's going to keep it with him at all times. There is no way Lila would just stumble across this Butterfly Miraculous. Now, for those of you guys who saw the last episode of Leak Buster, that leak was actually inspired by this synopsis. So this leak actually came first, and then the leak that I went through a couple weeks ago actually came after this. So it's crazy how leaks kind of pile onto each other. So yeah, there's all the titles and the synopsises and stuff, and there's not just that. There's a whole lot wrong with just this whole image in general. Mainly being the way that they created this leak. If you just look down over at Ladybug to the right, you can see scribbles of the same color. That's how they used to do it. All the outlines, like along the bottom border, you could see it's not straight. And just up at the top left, the episode titles. I'll show you the original image where they use this template from in a second, but it's just very messy, and it's just not very well made, and it's super blurry, which is kind of how leaks are, and that is to try to like fool you into thinking like, oh, it's blurry, so it must be real or whatever, and it being blurry kind of like hides the fact that it's poorly made, but it just is not very convincing, and the titles and descriptions themselves aren't very good either. So yeah, just overall, it's a fake leak. Okay, so hopping into Photoshop here, let's just first start off by dragging in the original image, and as you can see, looks very similar. And let's go ahead and drag in the leak as well, and for some reason the picture that I have has these black borders, so we're just going to ignore those. So that's pretty close. You can see that it is the same image, and this original image right here was actually the very first like official thing. I forget which channel. It was either like Tele-Quebec or TF1 or something. I don't know. This is French. But basically they released this image along with, let me pull it in here. This was the other half. So if we ever see another one, this is the original part where this second half comes from. But basically they released this image being like, hey, here's all the episodes. So that's kind of where this leak originated from and why they copied it so much. And I can't confirm it, but this word looks a lot like defy, so that's why they had defy, because you could see defy, defy, defy. Defy is almost in like every single thing, so that's why they use defy so much. And we can see that they actually added this season 4 part to just kind of like add to the leak, I guess. I don't know. It's there for some reason. So when trying to make this just like the leak, what is the very first thing we need to do? Well, let's start off by just clearing out and making this a template. Now, please do not use this template that I'm about to create, because you could easily screenshot this and use it for yourself. Don't use it for trying to make leaks, because that's not the goal of this video. The goal is to recreate the leak to show you the mindset of what they're going through so that we can try to avoid it. So anyway, let's go ahead and start off by simply creating rectangles. Now, actually, let me first show you what the original leaker did, because you can see down here, it looks very bad. My guess is this was made on a cell phone, which is why it looks so bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our brush tool and switch over to a hard round. I guess we'll do that, except for that's way too big. Okay, and then we're just gonna, this is what they did. This is all they did. And you can see down here, yeah, you see I already messed up here and went over the borders a little bit. And that's exactly what they did. So here, right here, for some reason they covered this up. So that's all they did, is they went like this. And that's how they got this choppiness. You can see that's exactly what they did. Now, I'm not actually going to do that because it doesn't look very good and it's very inefficient. So I'm actually going to delete this layer because I don't need it. And I'm simply just going to create some rectangles, and that we'll have our template. So now that we have just these two rectangles, these blank ones, I'm just going to drag them down here, and I can just fit them, because these boxes should be the exact same size, except for I guess this one over here is not. So we'll just fit that over here. I guess I should put those down by one more. And then we're just gonna repeat, rinse and repeat. That's all we're doing here. So we can see right here, I've run into a little bit of an issue, and that's just because this thing is here. So all I'm gonna do to combat that is do exactly what the leaker did, but this time do a good job of it. And now with that done, I can continue dragging these and just filling them in here. Here's another issue guy right here. So we're gonna just simply do that. And I'm gonna reuse the same layer because there's no need to create more layers. And boom, it's gone. And this whole thing over here is kind of a problem. And this, I'm just gonna get rid of this because, to be honest, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference. So I'm just gonna get rid of that whole thing and then draw over here. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drag this guy down and then just shorten him like that. Boom. Now you can't even tell. Now as far as this one goes, you probably could tell if this thing right here was out of whack. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna first take it out and see. Yeah, there's definitely something going on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna use the pencil tool and I'm just gonna kind of connect that. And it doesn't look too great. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to create a new layer. I'm gonna draw it on. Hopefully make it better using a mouse. Sure, and then I'm gonna make the opacity really low, kind of to match it. And there you go. Now it looks like nothing happened to it. I'm actually gonna have to do that same thing down here, especially with the new layer because this is darker. But for now, I'm just gonna focus on doing these. That's gonna be another problem one. So I need to go here, oops. Of course. And while I'm at it, I'm just gonna fill in that one right here too. Okay, so basically I'm pretty much done with this. I just need to go in and clean up with this area over here. So I'm just gonna simply do this and then, oops, kind of went over that. And I will go back with that here in a second. But for now, I'm just gonna do a very rough fix of this, especially down here, because those are easy to get rid of. Get a little nose down there. Okay, now let's pay attention to this guy a little bit more. I'm gonna dial down my brush really much, really a lot. Does it make sense? And you see, I can almost get away with not doing anything on this side because of how light it is. But you see, it's just, I don't know. Maybe if I dumb it down even more. No, I don't like the color. So maybe if I go darker. There we go. It's not as good, but it's good enough, I think. So then I'm gonna grab this guy, go in here, because I'd like avoiding making more layers than I have to, since I already have so many with all these boxes. So I'm gonna go through here, and you get the gist. I'm just gonna do this until I'm done. All right, and he's pretty much done. There's a little bit here, but when you're zoomed out, you can't really tell. So I don't care too much about fixing that. And then we're almost done, but this guy up here has got to go because that is not in the original leak. The original leak has episode titles. So yeah, there you go. Gotta fix it because what we're doing, and it's very simply just adding another box. So there we go. This is our blank template for our leak. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to group all these together because there's no need to have them all just floating around. And there we go. We can flip on and off our template, and I'd say I did a pretty good job of clearing that out, even though it's not hard to do. Now, I don't know what font this is. My guess is it's just a very basic font. So I'll probably try going through just a couple different fonts and then seeing what to do from there. So let's start off by saying titles. How does Arial look? That looks very narrow. Is this Arial narrow? Yeah, it is. What about just regular? And obviously we'll have to make this white to match it. That's not too bad. This looks bolder though. What if we change it to Arial bold? Well, you know what? Let's try this. Whoops. Synopsis. Let's write it out and then try fitting it on. And I know I'm being really picky about this. Oh, that's so... that's like perfect. Yeah, they definitely use Arial bold. Okay, good. So we now know that we have our guy here. So let's downscale it to match this size. That looks about right. Center it. And there we go. There's our title. And they use the same font, so what I'm actually going to do is just drag and drop this. And if I actually go in here, I can line it up to how this is. So if we say 401, and then there's a dash, and then like Lady Glitter. We can match it up. It's actually a little bit bigger. Increase the size a little bit more. And there we go. We we have our little episode title there. So now all I have to do is drag this guy down a couple times, change the numbers, and then Dancing Queen. This one is the Gagator 1. Gagator. And this one is, how do you spell that? F-A-R-F. Is that an E or an A? I can't tell. The leak is so blurry that I can't even tell. So that this right here might be an E, but honestly I can't tell. But it doesn't matter anyway. So now if we just go ahead and drag this guy over here, we can match him up over there, and basically all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste all the synopsises, so I'll do that and be right back. Alright, just finished inputting all of these synopsises, and there we go. We have officially recreated this leak. Basically it's the exact same thing, but better done, just putting it bluntly. So if we flip on the actual leak, oh shoot, we forgot something. I'm so sorry guys. I completely forgot about this season 4 thing. Okay, 4. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and actually enable this leak, or the original leak, so we can position it correctly. Boom. Oh, there we go. We did it. Yay. There we go. Now we have the official leak. Okay, so if we flip on this guy here, we could see it's essentially the same thing, just done more professionally, and there's not much more to add to it, I guess. But yeah, there we go. We have officially recreated this leak. That just goes to show you how easy it is to fabricate this stuff. So you've really got to pay attention to when an official source releases it versus just somebody saying, hey, check out this thing. Because if I release this image, it looks very convincing. And if it came from me, actually a lot of you guys would believe it because I am a credible source. But anyone else, you probably shouldn't trust it from. And I get my stuff from credible sources, so really you should only be getting stuff from credible sources that you know are reliable. And people on the internet who don't have a name for themselves aren't necessarily the most reliable people. So just make sure that you're following an official account of some kind that releases real news, because when this stuff goes around and people start believing it, it just spreads false hope. Because this episode, it would be interesting. It's not very realistic, but it would definitely make it a very interesting episode. And if people are expecting to see this and then they're like, oh no, where'd that episode go? It's kind of sad. And again, this leak right here is fake. Trust me, it's not real. I just need to drive that home so that you guys aren't like, oh, but where's this episode or whatever. So yeah, fake leak, recreated it here. I always have fun recreating leaks. I don't know, for some reason I just enjoy it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
I am now the Collector.